Breaking news just in. The Ratnapura High Court has sentenced the accused in the Kottakkethana double murder case to death. The brutal killings of a mother and her daughter shocked the nation. With no eyewitnesses, DNA evidence played a crucial role, directly linking the accused to the crime scene. This verdict marks a major milestone in Sri Lanka's judicial history, highlighting the power of forensic science in delivering justice. Stay tuned for more updates. This is Sanara Manohari reporting for SL News Radio.
Law can sometimes feel like an enigma. I was just a kid when I first heard about this incident. And now, here, I am an university student, and they have only just given the judgment.
I'm fine. Let's catch up everything later. I have serious problem in my mind.
What is it, Dilum? Tell us.
Have you heard this case? The twin homicide, mother and daughter in Kottakkethana?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it. Didn't it happen in 2011?
It's annoying. It happened 2011, but it served justice after 13 years.
Actually, what do you feel about the law when you hear the incident like this? 13 years is very long time to wait for the justice.
I mean, while it's true that it took this long, but in the end, justice was served for the victims. That is the main objective of having laws in the society, so that everyone is held accountable for their wrongdoings. If anyone thinks that they have any chance of escaping the clutches of the law, this is a good lesson for them.
This reminds me of a news that I heard about serial killer, the Golden State Killer in America.
Who is that? I've never heard about him.
He's a serial killer who terrorized California in the 1970s. He's responsible for 13 murders, 51 rapes, and almost 120 burglaries. He evaded capture for almost a decade. He was only arrested in 2018 and convicted in 2020. Even though he tried to escape the law for so long, he was finally arrested and justice was served and the victims were given a solace.
That is true. I think in a way the Kottakkethana judgment will discourage committing heinous crime like this in the future. I think the main intent of having laws in the society is that to control behavior of the people, to make sure that they don't do anything harmful to the society.
I agree with you all. Law is there not only to ensure the justice for all, but also to maintain the order in the society. That's why law is given so much importance in the society. Without law, the society would be in chaos and anarchy would prevail.
Not only that, I think that law should ensure everyone's are treated equally and everyone's rights are protected.
Even though on paper what you're saying is true, do you think it's actually the reality in Sri Lankan legal system?
In my opinion, I think it's yes and no. Aragala is a great example where our freedom of expression was somewhat protected by the law of the country. People were freely allowed to protest against the misconduct of our country's rulers, where law acted as the shield for the citizens. However, there are also instances where law is used in oppressive manner. For example, during Civil War, hundreds of civilians were detained using the controversial Prevention of Terrorism Act, and it disproportionately targeted the minorities. Here, the principle of equality is violated.
There are several schools of legal law that define law. Natural School of Law and Feminist School of Law are examples of that. Natural Law School emphasizes on morality, and if you look at the case of Kottakkethana murders from this lens, the crimes committed goes against the moral standards of the society. So the perpetrator must be punished by law.
On the other hand, feminist law schools focuses on examining the law with a special emphasis on recognition of women's rights and experiences, while addressing systematic inequalities and discrimination faced by women due to the patriarchal influence on society. When looking at Kotakethana femicide from a feminist law school perspective, we could examine how the gendered power dynamic played a role in targeting the victims. Not only that, this also makes us wonder whether the legal system sufficiently addresses gender-based violence. Now, it's clear that law can be defined in various ways using the perspective of legal thought. But in essence, law is a framework of rules that are in place to govern the society and make sure that everyone gets to enjoy justice, equality, and freedom. We can't even imagine a civil society without laws.